could be in question after social media posts show him at a club, yes, the same that Haskins was visiting, which would be in violation of the league's COVID protocol. So, Shannon, what happens with James Harden now?
I just read what Jenny was talking about, and it says that the Houston Rockets are cooperating with the NBA, reviewing the footage, and to see if he is, he's probably going to miss tonight. But I'm going to find James Harden. My grandfather, when we were growing up, Skip, he used to tell my uncles and aunts, he said, you never reward negative behavior. Now, James Harden is lashing out because he wants to get out. Now, had James Harden says, I want to be traded, handle it like an adult, I said, look, James, we're going to try to find the best situation for you. But we need you to work with us. Keep quiet, come be professional, and we're going to try to get maximum dollar because you're a valuable asset. But we will try to accommodate you. But you coming here and trying to start confrontation with teammates and that's not going to happen. Now, I'm going to find you. Whatever the maximum for conduct detrimental is, I'm going to find you. And you're not going anywhere until I can get compensation that I deem as appropriate. Now, that's all James Harden. James Harden is throwing, I think James Harden is 30, 31 years of age. He's throwing a temper tantrum. It's the kid that can't get candy in the store and he lays out on the floor. Well, my grandma used to tell my brother, now, you boy, wherever you show out, you get wore out. I'll lay right down there with him. If I'm the general manager, I'm going to lay on the floor kicking and screaming too. You ain't going, James. You ain't going. We're not trading you until we get equal value. It's as simple as that, Skip. Now, this is ridiculous. This is utterly ridiculous. Skip, he knows it. That's why he was delayed in the training camp, Skip, because he was in the strip club that he had to wait 6 days. And he did this again on purpose. So I'm going to take his money on purpose. And I'm not trading him until I get compensation. So since you want to act like a jerk, I'm going to be an even bigger jerk.
So I hear where you're going. I'm going to go another mile. It's obvious that James Harden is trying to act his way out of Houston.
Yes!
It's just painfully obvious, childishly obvious. Okay, got that. The problem with the NBA for owners and GMs is that the players have the power much more than they have in your league.
Yes, oh, absolutely, no question.
So it's hard to pull this kind of stunt and get away with it, like win with this kind of attitude or MO to get out. Right. You try this in the NFL, you wind up, you go nowhere fast.
Skip, you remember when T.A. tried that in Philly?
He did. Yep.
Andy says, nah, I'm good. I'm just going to go and send you home.
Okay. But precedent got set when New Orleans said, no, we're going to hang on to Anthony Davis. Right. And several of the executives have been quoted since, even the owner's been quoted since, saying that was a mistake. He pouted. It was a sour, sad situation. It was contagious in the locker room. Nobody liked it. We had a miserable year because he was miserable, and it made us miserable. So, to me, I think it's probably time for Houston to do what you would say don't do, but it's time to take 75 cents on the dollar. No,
give me 90.
90%?
90.
Okay.
85.
Somewhere in there. Okay, I got you.
Because you're not getting a James Harden superstar back in return.
No. Now it's desperation time. I thought they were going to try to get this done before opening night. Now, for James, opening night could get pushed back away, so maybe they got a little moratorium here. Maybe they got a little leeway here, a little lead time to get this done. Obviously, all the reports say Sixers still interested, Boston interested, Toronto interested, maybe even Denver interested in the West. But clearly, after what we saw from the Nets last night, they look like nuclear superpower, that all of a sudden it's time for Boston, Sixers, Toronto to up the ante.
But wouldn't you want to see what your roster looked like before, in the regular season game, before you added James Harden? Because Brooklyn was thinking we might need James. And after opening night, no, we don't need James. Wouldn't you want to look at your roster like 1 or 2 games?
Unless you know Houston is over the proverbial barrel right now, and that you could steal James Harden. That now you're playing chicken with Houston right up to opening night deadline to say, okay, well, what if we just give you this? Would you take this?
No, but you know what, Skip? I would do that, but I'm going to find him for conduct detrimental. I'm going to take as much money as I possibly can, and then I might think about trading him. But I'm going to get, because Skip, he did this out of spite. This was not a situation where it was an accident because you did it before training camp. And you had to have 6 straight. He missed 6 days because you have to have 6 straight tests. But he did it again, and he did it on purpose.
He did.
So no, I am going to fine you for conduct detrimental. James, that's a lot of money. I don't know how many game checks, but I'm gonna get a couple of them, and then I'm gonna ask around, and I'm gonna keep him another week just cause. Because the difference was, although AD might have been pouting, AD wasn't throwing balls at people's head.
Okay, what I don't know is, what if somehow Houston finagles a 3-way deal with extra teams involved, 4-team trade.
Okay.
And James winds up in Toronto. Remember what San Antonio did? They shipped Kawhi and Danny Green up to Toronto.
Right.
Would James love that? Would that be a way out? Huh?
They played in Florida. They played in Tampa or Orlando.
Okay.
So.
All right. Nope, but I got you. But would he want to make his new home in Toronto?
I think he wants any place other than Houston.
Okay.
But Skip, he do.
Or is it, what I don't know is it Brooklyn or bust for James?
Well, they said he expanded. All right,
that's what he said.
But the question that I have, Skip, is that does James realize because they gave him autonomy in trades, say you either trade for Russ or I'm requesting a trade, you get me Chris Paul, does he realize Houston is in this predicament because of him? He put them in that predicament. And
Okay, they did everything in their power to make him happy and make themselves happy with the championship, and none of it worked.
None of it.
And it was always, don't blame me, blame him. Blame Russ, blame Dwight.
And we blamed everybody.
Yep.
We blamed everybody. We blamed Mac D'Antoni. We blamed Dwight Howard. He was childish. And Chris Paul was always injured. And Russ was ball hogging. We blamed everybody except the common denominator that lasted through all of that. James Harden. James Harden is undeniable talent. He's revolutionary.
He is. Oh, is he?
But he's the problem.
Okay, so let's deal with the Celtics. Danny Ainge has the firepower, the draft capital to pull this deal off. He's got the young stars to pull this deal off.
I want Jason Tatum and Marcus Smart and 3 draft picks.
Well, maybe Danny Ainge says, okay, I'll do that because this is a revolutionary talent.
He's not trading Jason Tatum.
Okay, here's my problem with James Harden in Boston. Those fans are demanding and they are tough, and they don't want superstars who fold in big playoff games. And James's history has been coming apart psychologically in the biggest moments.
I don't think James want to go to Boston. The adult entertainment business is not the same as in Houston.
I would agree.
Atlanta might be in play. What about Atlanta?
Right now? That's how you're going to.
No, he can't come to Atlanta, Skip. It'll be over.
Not how we're ending this discussion, Shannon. You think I'm just going to blaze by that? Okay.
He had a whole menu.
Moving on. Is Juju starting to get some heat for the Steelers' 3-game losing streak? Mike Tomlin had something to say about those dance moves, and we will discuss the whole thing with Antonio Cromartie next.
No mercy, no mercy, no mercy.